Hello, happy Friday! Yay! It's finally Friday, which I am so glad it is. This week has been crazy busy at work and just a lot going on. Many of you have probably seen I have been resting my foot, so that's been a battle. I also cooked all day and taught all day, so I was on my feet all day. So I am so excited that it is finally Friday. But anyways, how is everyone? If you're just joining, let me know you're here. I'll be starting very soon, but I'm gonna see if anybody hops on and joins. And today is just a Q&A. So what I'm doing tonight is just answering any plant-based nutrition questions you might have, or any plant-based nutrition questions related to running, or maybe just running questions about, what foods you should eat pre, post runs, workout, that kind of thing. So hop on, let me know you're here, wave, say hi, let me know that you're on if you're just joining, and I'm gonna get started soon. Awesome. How is everyone? Yay, I have some people joining. Yay, thank you for joining. It's finally nice out, so I am outside on my porch drinking a Seagram. So if anyone's had one of these, let me know what you guys think. Someone gave me these to try different flavors, so I'm super excited. Awesome summer drink, I have to say. I do like them. Sweet, very sweet, but they're good. Anyways, if you're just joining, let me know you're here. I'm going to be doing a Q&A tonight for you guys. Just to answer some questions. So I haven't gotten any questions in advance. So if you are just joining and have any questions on either plant-based eating or nutrition to fuel your runs or workouts, just comment below and I will do my best to answer your questions. All right, awesome. Well, it looks like some people are on. Maybe a few will join us, but I'll get started and kind of just talk a little bit, I guess, about, we'll talk about what you should eat pre and post race or runs or training runs, because I've just been posting on this week. I'll just go over this a little bit. So what should I be eating as a runner we'll say before I go on a run, right? So the best thing you can have, is carbohydrates and fats, maybe some protein, but carbohydrates definitely, because that is what's going to fuel your run. So right before a run, you definitely want to make sure that you have carbohydrates, because carbohydrates are what give your muscles the energy, right? That is the glycogen, right? Turns into glycogen, and that is what helps to give your muscles energy to run. So it's really, really important that you make sure that you are getting carbohydrates. Right before a run, you may want to be careful with complex carbohydrates. So, a couple hours in advance, you'll be fine, but right before, you do want to be careful with fiber. And everyone's different. I've never had an issue at all with whole grains and complex carbohydrates, but everybody, of course, is different. But my go-to meal or pre-run race meal lately has been a whole wheat bagel with avocado. So whole wheat, right? It's carbohydrates. So I'm getting about almost 50 grams of carbohydrates in that meal plus fat, or you could even add a nut butter. So I'm also been on this almond butter kick. I absolutely love almond butter. So that is something else that you could also do. But that's just one thing, or that's just one example of a pre-run meal that seems to be my go-to lately. And for post-workout or post-run, I want to talk a little bit about. So for this, you really want to try to eat something as soon as possible. So you guys have probably seen that last weekend I ran a race, and I showed a picture of all the food that I ate because I was so hungry. I pretty much grabbed all the food. It's probably mostly one of my favorite parts after a race is getting food. But I've noticed that even though there's so many more runners that are plant-based, there's not a lot of plant-based options or other options that we actually food that we need to be putting in our bodies. Like, there was not one source of protein. And I was so glad that I brought my protein shake, my protein powder that I can make, and I can just mix with water real easily. And he brought my bottle, my shaker bottle. The only thing is, I didn't have it right in my bag, so I don't think we didn't get back to the car to maybe an hour after the race. So I probably should have brought it with me and mixed it right after the race to have right away, because you do want to try to have protein within that 30 minutes hour window kind of thing. It's good to do that, and then within the 2 hours you don't have to eat a big meal right afterwards. I know for myself, my appetite doesn't quite kick in. Like, afterwards I'm hungry, but I'm not like really quite ready for a meal, I would say. So it can be sometimes a couple hours later, but I would say within 2 hours is what they recommend, that you have a meal rich in carbohydrates and protein, to help again replace the glycogen right in your muscles. And then for protein, that helps to rebuild and helps in recovery right for your muscles. So that's really important too. So for me, one of my go-to meals are, especially, after a race, it's fun, you go out. Sometimes, of course, we were traveling out of town, so we had to go out, right? But one of my go-to meals that I found that is very popular on a lot of menus, so even though it's not a vegan, vegetarian kind of restaurant, there's always usually a black bean or veggie burger. So that's usually what I go to. Sometimes I don't eat the roll, but the thing is, after a race I know I need the carbohydrates, so I'm like, yes, I do want the roll actually. So I do eat it with the roll, right, because I need those carbohydrates. And sweet potato fries I just absolutely love, and sweet potatoes do have right benefits. They still are potatoes. They do fry them in the oil, right? But now I think restaurants are using better oils, which isn't as bad. If somebody really is whole food plant-based, you may not really use a lot of oils. So that might be something that you're concerned about, that you don't want to, but I do incorporate oils and some fats into my diet. I do think that my body needs fat, so I do, but I do try to eat more whole, or sorry, not whole, more good fats, so more of the mono and polyunsaturated fats I try to do more of. So, hey Kevin, thanks for joining. I'm glad you're here. So if you're just joining, I'm just doing a little Q&A tonight. So if you have any questions about plant-based eating or any questions related to eating for running, working out, that kind of thing as an active person, then just comment below and I'll do my best to answer them. But right now I was just talking about what's best to eat pre-run or pre-race, and then what's best to eat post-run. So let's see, does anyone have any questions? Doesn't look like there's a couple people on. Yay! Thanks for joining. Does anyone have any questions about plant-based eating or in general, or maybe questions related to what you should eat pre and post workouts or runs? No. Kevin said, I'm good post-race, just not pre-race. Gotcha. So pre-race, what do you usually have before? Do you not eat anything before a race? What do you usually eat? Okay, well, I'll give you some ideas of what you could do pre-race. So one idea that I was talking about, I'm not sure if you missed this, but Kevin, I was talking about how I like to have a bagel with avocado. For me, I think that's really easy. So even though I traveled and I went to Vermont for my race, I brought food with me. I actually brought a bagel with me. I just didn't toast it. And then I brought an avocado, and I actually had that in the car on my way to the race. So it was super easy to make, right? Usually I would, I have done oatmeal before. You do want to be careful with oatmeal if, because of your bowels, right? But usually for me, oatmeal just goes right through me pretty fast that I can go before I run my race. So I've never had a problem with oatmeal, but I think oatmeal is a good one. It's carbohydrates. I would just suggest to add, some fats or protein in there somehow. Maybe add some peanut butter to your oatmeal kind of thing. A banana. Okay, yeah, a banana is not bad. I would just suggest if you have a banana, and it does upset your stomach, which is great before, because sometimes with that banana can cause GI upset and stuff before running. But with a banana, I would just suggest adding maybe peanut butter or almond butter or something. Something like that might help. And I don't know if a banana is good for something real quick to eat before, maybe like a training run. But I think before like a race, an endurance race, if it's a half marathon or more, I would say you probably should have something a little bit more than that, just because you're gonna want that energy. But it also depends if you have a good meal the night before. That's also important, and how fast your body metabolizes it. But yeah, no, I understand how you could definitely be worried about eating anything heavy. And I think this really just takes practice, and it takes time getting to know your body and what works for you. Like when I told my coach that I usually had oatmeal before a run, he's like, that doesn't like give you GI issues, or like you don't have to like poop your pants during the run. And I'm like, no, that's never happened to me. So because I usually can always go before. So it really depends. Timing is also important too. So if you're worried about maybe anything being too heavy, then maybe you need to eat maybe 2 hours before the race, not an hour, right? Not 30 minutes before you run. Maybe you just need to eat a more substantial pre-race meal right before your race, because then your body will have time to digest it, right? And hopefully, if you have to go to the bathroom, then you can do it before the race, because I know that's always a big concern for runners, definitely. So awesome questions, Kevin. Do you have any other questions? I know you're training, or at least training soon for the Syracuse Half Marathon, which is awesome, super exciting. I haven't signed up for that one, but I have done that one a couple times in the past. I think I've done it twice now. Actually, Syracuse was my PR time, and I actually just beat my Syracuse half marathon time, which is super exciting. But that was for a while one of my PRs, which is awesome. Okay, let's see. Any other questions does anyone have? I need to get another Seagram, guys. I am out. All right. Yes, I would love to chat with you, Kevin, of course. Definitely can. Yeah, definitely let me know when you're free, when you want to hop on the phone. I'm free after I get off this live right now if you want to talk. Syracuse is your best time too. That's awesome. That's funny. I feel like, it's cold, but it's definitely not super hot. But it is a little chilly, so the conditions, it's not like best running conditions, but I think it's fairly flat. I actually don't think Syracuse is too hilly, but no, that is a good one. It's a good course, definitely. So that's so cool. Awesome. But yeah, we'll definitely talk. Because we can definitely get you to where you want to go, to PR in your next race. We can do it. Awesome. All right. Any other questions? If anyone's on, let me know. If you have any more questions. No. Oh, thank you, Kevin. The first mile and a half is uphill. Okay. See, I couldn't really remember if it was too hilly or not. I know I've ran it a few times. I should know, but I've ran so many races that I don't even know. And sometimes I think I run them so fast that I don't even remember the course, which is really funny because my mom is somebody that she enjoys the run and the course a lot more and is not so much concerned about her time like I am, that she takes pictures and stops in the middle of a race and takes pictures of the course, which I always think is hilarious. So, of course, in Vermont, my mom wanted to run this race because there's covered bridges, which she loves covered bridges, right? So every covered bridge, she stopped and took a picture. And I'm like, I don't remember that bridge. I was gone. Which is so, so funny. Yes, I do run a lot. I couldn't even tell you how many races that I've ran. Gosh, I do know full marathons. I ran 3 full marathons, and now I feel like the half marathons I ran is over 10 at this point. So I've like totally lost track. I probably just ran 12 or 13 maybe. I don't even know anymore. I would have to look back at all my races that I ran. But lots of 5Ks too, so definitely could not tell you how many 5Ks. I don't even know if I could look that up, honestly. All right, do I have any other questions? So Kevin is shooting for a 150-hour race. That's awesome. Yeah, so that's, let's see, 150. That is less than 9-minute miles, right? I think so, because I time's usually around that. So I just got a new PR. My PR for a while has been 145, and then my new PR now is 142 and a half marathon. So yeah, I want to say 150 is definitely under 9 minutes miles, but it's definitely doable. It just takes consistent training, consistent running, consistent training. I really don't feel like I've been putting on a lot of more miles than normal. I don't even feel like I've really been quite marathon training because I haven't really gone. My long mileage runs haven't been that long yet, but I've definitely been really consistent, been making sure that I get usually like a hill workout in for the week, or just usually some sort of workout or something that I do. But oh, your lap. Okay. So Kevin just said his last time was 2:24. So that's a big improvement, right? So that'll take a lot of time. Not that it's not doable, but it definitely will take time. So to give you an example too, let's see, my best full marathon time, 3:55, I believe. So I want to get a 3:30. So if I run a 3:30 full marathon, I can qualify for Boston. Now, that's quite a big jump still, even though it doesn't seem like it is, it actually is. So it might be, more reasonable, Kevin, to try like just getting under 2. And then shoot for the 150, but of course we could still shoot for the 150 and still, try to get there. But it does take time to like take time off of your times, but definitely possible, for sure. But like I said, it just takes just takes consistency. Really, that's really what it is. So, all right, guys. Anyone have any other questions? I'm getting a little bit chilly out here, so I think I'm gonna go inside. Kevin, 252 the year before. Wow, that is actually really good improvement in a year. That's awesome. That's really, really awesome. Cool. So yeah, you can do it. Definitely possible, for sure. Cool. Well, like I said, I'm getting a little chilly, so I'm gonna go inside. But I hope you guys are all having a wonderful Friday and have a wonderful weekend. I'm probably not doing too much here. Just I'm excited to have, a nice weekend home. Because last weekend I was traveling, so sometimes it's always good to just have a weekend home. So, anyways, I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you guys all soon. Bye.